Haley and welcome to my channel. So I haven't been recording or posting anything recently, and it's because finals are coming up and I hate school. And you know, I have a mental breakdown and an identity crisis every 2 days on a good week. So I mean, like, it's going decently, but we're back. We're here to do this. And I had this idea inspired by Catherine Reads. I'll put their channel here, the video here. So today we're going to be sorting my favorite characters into their Hogwarts houses as chosen by myself. So this is an opinion. So yeah, I hope you enjoy what's about to happen, but first we need to get into the right attire, okay? This is not correct. If you couldn't tell, Sis is a Slytherin, and she loves it. We don't discriminate here. We love all the houses, just I love Slytherin the most, because I'm on it. Let's sort some people into their Hogwarts houses. They've showed up, they're wizards, congratulations. Let's get into it. So our first character up at the stool for this sorting is Prince Maxon from the selection by Kira Cass. I've only read the first book, so I'm just judging him based on the first book. And what I got from our dear prince here is that he's very sad. No, but he's very misunderstood, I guess you could say. Like, in the eyes of his kingdom, he's kind of just like,
oh, a pretty face, let's get him a girlfriend, because he can't find a girlfriend on his own.
But I found that it was a very hard toss-up between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw for me, because he is a very loyal and, like, innocent guy, and he still is, even though I went with Ravenclaw. But I find that through this book, he's trying to gain respect from his people and his dad, the king, because he's trying to put his ideas on the table about the political issues that are going on in his kingdom, and he's very calculated in that sense, and he's quite like a perfectionist in what he's doing, and I thought he was very smart in that sense, because we didn't get to see much of what he does with his dad and politics, but what we did get to see was that he did really think about what was going on, and he had some strong ideas. So I put him into a Ravenclaw. He could be a Huffleclaw, but like, let's just go with Ravenclaw. Next up, we have Amarin from the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. She is our little goddess, our small bean. And for her, I put her into Slytherin, and that is not just because I love her so much and would love to be on the same team as her. She cares so much for the people around her and the people that are family to her. And I feel like she's very strongly opinionated in that way. And when she has a thought or when she has an opinion about something, she's not afraid to speak up about it. She's not going to hold her tongue. And she is quite cunning, and I would say manipulative in a sense, not in like an evil or bad sense, like she always did it in a good way, and it also always helped out the good team, the team we're playing for. Yeah, that's why I put Amarin onto this team. There we go. So yeah, she's our Slytherin here. Our first Slytherin too. Next up we have the Surreal from A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Okay, so this one is kind of a weird one because he's like a really side character, but I love him so much.
He, she, they, it, I don't know.
They never really identify what he is. It is. I'm gonna just say he. But the Surreal is it's a very important character in the story, but he doesn't get much page time. I put the Surreal into Hufflepuff, and that is because he's really good at finding the tea, the gossip, and the people he's trying to give it to. That's not the only reason, though, because I find when we describe the Surreal as a race, it is described as like evil or like bad, not like a good thing you want to run into. But when we actually meet the Surreal, we find that it's actually kind of like a kind-hearted or like good-hearted creature. Like, it's always trying to help Feyre out, especially after their first interaction in which Feyre like saves it, and so it's like now indebted to her and follows her around everywhere. You know, me too. Want my own personal gossip machine coming with me. But yeah, I put him into Hufflepuff because, yeah, he's a good dude. Finds stuff pretty good. Next up, we have Manon Blackbeak from Heir of Fire. Well, / the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. She was introduced in Heir of Fire. So, So, Manon Blackbeak is a Slytherin for me, no questions. She's cunning, she's ambitious, she is very, very, very strong-willed, and she is very strong in general. She's a very strong character. And I found especially in Queen of Shadows and Heir of Fire, she developed way more feelings and a sense of like protection over the people and the things that she cared for. Like the 13, she cares a lot for. She always protects them, wants the best for them, and will do anything for them. We meet a lead Loken, who she also develops a good relationship with and that she will protect at all costs, basically. And then Abraxas, her wyvern, which she protects as well. And we develop more feelings in that way for her. And she develops more feelings for other characters, and that was very fun to read about. But I find that's a very Slytherin way to act, is to protect those who you have led into your inner circle, into your circle of trust. And she very much exemplifies that. So yeah, I put her into Slytherin. Next up we have Abbi from Leon the Offbeat, our bi-curious girl here, our bi-curious teen. I saw myself so much in her, but she's not a Slytherin for me. She was a toss-up between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, and the reasoning for this is that she's a very loyal character, and I find that to be a really strong character trait for her, and that's a very strong thing between Hufflepuffs and Gryffindor. But I ended up going with Gryffindor, and that is because in this book especially, she becomes a lot more brave in expressing herself and expressing herself to with the people she loves and she cares about, instead of just holding in her emotions to please other people. And in general, she's quite a kind-hearted and good person, and she's a Gryffindor for me, like, just a typical, stereotypical Gryffindor right there. Abbi! Next up, we have Winter from the Lunar Chronicles. For me, Winter was the first favorite character I ever had. This is the first series that I really, latched onto. This is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. And Winter is our crazy little princess, and she is definitely a Hufflepuff for me. She's so kind-hearted and a good person. Her moral compass is pointed the right way. And she always acts for the greater good. There's no objections to helping out those who are in need. Even if it risks her health or her life, or she could die potentially, helping out the good cause, her cause, and the causes of those who she cares about that she believes are good and that are beneficial to everyone. And I find that's very Hufflepuff-esque, because J.K. Rowling herself said that all the Hufflepuffs stayed for the Battle of Hogwarts because it was the right thing to do, and I find that Winter does exemplify that. Like, when she's going to battles or fights, she's not thinking about what could happen to her, she's thinking about who she's fighting for and what she's fighting for, and it's such a good cause, and I found that to be a Hufflepuffish trait, so. Next up, we have Kai from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. He's our little prince, our guy who's kinda useless, but not. I love him so much. He's a bean. So, Kai is, in these books, a human, and he doesn't have many extraordinary, abilities that would put him above anybody else, and I put him in Hufflepuff for a reason. He's a kind-hearted, good person. He's doing things for the greater good. He risks himself so many times, and just to, help other people. And I find that he makes a lot of attempts to help people, and I feel like a few of them are successful, a few are not, because he doesn't have abilities, as I said before, that will help him against people who do have extraordinary abilities. I'm trying not to spoil things. But yeah, that's why I put him in Hufflepuff, is that he's very kind-hearted, he's doing things for the greater good. I also found that with Kai, he was quite a people pleaser. I don't know, that's all I can really say, but he was kind of people pleaser. Not a bad trait, but noticed it. So yeah, I put Kai in Hufflepuff. He tries his hardest. He sometimes succeeds. I feel like that's me. Just me in general. She's trying. Next we have Vivian, or Vivi, from The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Side note, The Wicked King came out on the 8th, and it's not out in Canada for some reason.
It's upsetting.
I also need to watch some reviews on this book, because I kind of remember nothing, other than that I liked Vivian. I put her into Gryffindor because I found she was a very strong-willed and strong character, and she was very loyal to those she cared about and to her family, and she wouldn't abandon anybody, and she was brave in the sense that when people needed her, she was there to help, and in situations that could have put her at risk, she was still going forth and helping out and fighting for what she needed to do. That was pretty cool. Gryffindorish. Very stereotypically Gryffindory, so. Last but not least, we have Maven Calor from the Thread Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I was going to say Throne of Queen. Not right.
I hate this series.
But I do like Maven, and I did like the first book. Maven Calor is a Slytherin for me because he is very cunning and ambitious, and he has many goals. He accomplishes many. And he is very logical and thinks out every single plan of his. And like in a way like that ties into being cunning because he's very ruthless in that sense that when he has a goal, he's going to get it. And that was a very appreciative trait of his, you know. He ended up sometimes hurting other people, but you know, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, right? He deserved better though, like honestly. Still salty. That's it for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my personality, subscribe. My Twitter and Goodreads are here. Abbi by Fire on Twitter and Fire Breathing Reader on Goodreads. Thank you so much for watching again. Hope you have a good day, night, or every time you're watching this. I've been Bailey. Bye!